What is going on, dudes and dudettes, gamers, gamettes, lads, and lassies? Welcome back to another fucking episode of Games and Gamers. It has been a minute, and I think the last episode...
It's been a few minutes.
So here's the actual sad part about it. I think it's gone. Is I did actually once have a video recorded. It's gone. Of me and my Silent Hill 2 remake review. What the hell is this one? Why do I have one that's 3 hours long? What is this? What episode is this? What is going on?
You're gonna upload. So like, was it on YouTube? Like you never actually uploaded it?
It's what? Or room, but like double the size of your room.
Like having a ton of games ready to go.
Of like 2 episodes, one. It might have just been our like catch-up episode. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, welcome back. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yep. I got an upgrade.
I got
an upgrade.
He got a mic stand.
I got it. No, I got a mic stand and I got a better mic.
No, I know that's all it really
And I got
looks
a
like
better-
as
yeah.
compared to the last thing. I got an upgrade. I got a mic stand.
I lost the LED. I did lose the LED, but now it's plush. Now it's not plush. What is it?
Mesh?
It's not foam. Mesh, maybe.
No, I think it's mesh. It's like the microfiber mesh. Not microfiber, but it is a mesh.
Yeah, it's the mesh of the mic. So I got a lot
mesh.
better. It's a whole amp and everything over here.
Mesh.
It's a whole amp. I got my room
That's
upgraded.
meshed up.
I got some fire upgrades over here. Y'all can't see it. It's like off screen. It's freaking big. Hayden brought it over here when he was visiting.
Yeah, I'm back
Brought
now
over
at this point.
Yeah. He 2 days ago.
I don't
Yesterday.
think I had a good sleep. I still woke up at my random ass times like I normally do, but dude, I have missed my bed something fierce. I don't think you understand.
Yeah, because you so like the hotel, we hung out the last 4 days.
Yeah.
5 days technically, but you were here before that. I met you during lunch, and then we had dinner, and then you went back to the hotel, and then we hung out for 4 days, and then you slept here on I think your 7th day in total. It was like our 4th day.
I left on a Saturday. I left on.
You were here for a week.
Yeah, pretty much. A little less than a week.
You were here for a week. We hung. Yeah, we a little less than a week because it was like in the middle of day 1 and day 7. It was like in the middle, whatnot. But
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I guess it was 7 days, huh?
It was 7 days. Yeah, it's just you left the one of them, but. Yeah,
I got here on
it was a lot of fun.
Anyway, I was down in Texas for a week. I slept in a hotel. It wasn't awful. I enjoyed the showers. I will admit to that. I took multiple hour-long showers because it's free hot water. And so I just sat there. I guarantee the people in the room across from me, because I'd sit in there, I wouldn't take my phone in the shower with me. I'd have something playing, and I kept it loud. I guarantee you, because I heard a dude talking to his wife while I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth. I guarantee you they could hear it through the bathroom. But like, what the fuck is that dude doing over there? Because one of the nights I was listening to a Michigan report from hell, and it was like a blood-curdling scream moment. And it was like, it wasn't like a, it was like a, scream. Oh my God! I guarantee you the people in the room was like, what the hell is our neighbor doing? Oh man, I would love to, like, in a week see a TikTok video just hearing like, we have no clue what our neighbor's doing over there. Is he killing people? Somebody help us. That'd be hilarious. But no, I'm back. It's good to be home. And while I was down visiting him, he managed to beat a game, which will be our game for our first thing. And little thing, we're going to start changing up how Games and Gamers works because, one, he over there cannot keep up with me in gaming. And that's not in an insulting way. I just have I have more. It's not an insulting way.
No, but like I agree with it. Like I can't do it. You are like, so like if we were to win on the bracket, right, involving like completing games and being able to run a whole show, like we got you right here, and I'm like here, maybe here about, So I agree that it is.
Just out of
Yeah, you're
curiosity,
too fast. You're too
what?
fast.
How many games have I actually beat this year? I don't. Completing and beating are two different things. Completing is 100%. I don't 100% games. I don't care to. But how many
Yeah,
have I
just complete
have I beat this year?
and
Okay,
credit.
one,
I only
two,
I'm
three.
upset that I only beat one. I wanted this year to be the year that I beat a ton of games, and I only beat one. I have a list. I have a list. I have the plan. I have the technology, and I have the drive. This is it. I know I say that every year, but it's genuinely a part of my New Year's that I'm trying to do.
Do we count Poppy Playtime as a full game?
Sure,
Okay, let's count
I'm a count.
chapters one
I'm
and
a
two.
count it because yeah, I'm a count them as one game
I'll count chapters
each.
1 and 2 as a full as one game because chapter one's like 30 minutes, chapter two is like 2 hours.
Because here's why. Like there's a game that has three of the chapters, but they're still releasing more.
Yeah, no, I
So
have that.
I just count them as single game,
So
like
one,
Finance at
two,
Freddy's.
three,
Like you can buy a bundle.
4, 5, 6,
I think
7.
so. Yeah. There's the sister location bundle.
So
They're
7,
each
8,
individual
9,
games, but it's like
10,
one, two,
11,
three, four plus sister
12,
location.
13, 14. Dear heavens. 15, 16, 17, 18. Possibly 20 games I've completed this year. And it's not even May.
Do you want to count Alan Wake by pure just association? You were there from beginning to end.
I didn't play it.
You
I
didn't
mean,
play it, but you were
I mean,
there.
at that point, let's say what did I just say? 20? Did I say 20?
Yeah.
Let's say 20. Let's say a full on 20 because there's some
Full
videos I
20.
haven't uploaded. God damn it! It's not even May, and I've beat 20 games. 21. One of them isn't even up on the channel yet.
I know. As we're recording this, it is Easter tomorrow. Dude, oh my goodness, HEB was a nightmare today, bro.
About to say something, but
Golly.
I can't say it because you are very secretive.
How secretive? Like how what level is it?
The thing that
What
you
level
don't,
is
that
it?
people even in the Discord you don't want me talking about.
I don't know. There's several things, so I don't know. Oh yeah, no. I work
Yeah, no,
customer service.
yeah, well,
I
I'd
do
muted that at that point. Anyway, so
Okay. All right.
tomorrow's Easter. That's right. We're gonna have this up on the 22nd. I'm gonna put this up on Tuesday. We are back with Game to Gamers. So, new plan for season 3. We are going to be doing a video game review not every other week, once every 4 weeks, every other episode. We're just going to do an episode every other week, but we're going to have a video game review every other week. 1, it'll help him on his thing. 2, it will not interfere with, oh my god, oh, that hurt. All around gaming. Which, by the way, go check out All Around Gaming. All sorts of shit over there. It's been a minute. It has been a fucking minute. Go check out his channel, Gracious
check it out.
Galaxy.
Yeah. You know something funny?
Okay,
Both
you have to look up the Gracious Galaxy, otherwise you can't find him.
Yeah. That was weird. Whenever I try to set it up, here's the thing: I found the person who had the title. It is like it does not. It was made, posted in advertisement, I think, like years ago, and then never did anything again. So I couldn't get the original. So it's just but it's not like the normal title, like it has it on there. But yeah, I wanted it to be like a new channel, new start going forward, and I think it's been doing great. I've been enjoying it. I just have kind of been having the same issue to where I'm uploading, but nowhere near as consistent as I want to. The only good thing is like the break periods are not as long. Still,
Just
like
2
the
months.
last time before yeah, but before that it was a little better. Then it was like a month or two. Then I recorded this. Not record yesterday or today, but I am going to try to record tomorrow. Might just do something simple like a Master Duel stream just so it's there. And I'm going to be editing the video that's going to go live.
What is something
So I'm
short,
going to,
sweet, and simple?
like a game?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something like, say, theoretically you could do in a few hours. Well, you don't game for a few hours.
Yeah, unfortunately, because the only time I could do that is Wednesdays or Thursdays if I do it earlier in the day, which I could do it. There's a few games that I could beat pretty quickly.
Respect the grind. Respect the grind.
Yeah,
I'm still
but
amazed.
I think
We never found you Final Fantasy X. I am still amazed. We never found that. We found you pretty much
I
every
swear
other one.
I swear last year they had like 4 copies.
I
Unless
think
I'm crazy, I thought they had.
I don't
I
remember.
swear you showed it to me because we talked about it a lot last time you were here. I don't know if it's because you saw it or what it was, but we talked about it
had
last
it on
time.
my console.
Maybe, or that, or maybe you were like, because you got some games last time. But yeah, we went game hunting. We went game hunting. That hopefully shouldn't. I don't know when's this video going up. Estimation.
The 22nd. I just said it.
20. I know I didn't.
3 days.
I don't remember. I didn't pay. 3 days. So 3 days. Yeah. So it's pretty darn close. So hopefully I'll have my video. I mean, my video should be done by then. I'm just throwing it together, throw some music in. We recorded basic. Long story short, we did 2 videos. One of just our trip. I mean, you kind of just did TikToks, but to be fair, like that's kind of that's what you thrive in for like anything that's not pure video game playthrough. You have it on TikTok or shorts on YouTube.
Go check out my shorts. Go check out All Around Gaming on TikTok.
Yeah, because pretty much all your YouTube shorts are just TikTok re-uploads.
Yeah, that's all.
Unless I'm crazy. Yeah,
there
that's
might
all
be
they
one.
are. So
I think I tried once to make an actual clip, and it like fucked up so bad, and it made it supposed to long way. It was like short, and not even the right short. It was just like cut a chunk of it, and I was like, nobody has any idea what's going on.
Yeah, I think I made one short ever on my old channel.
I need to figure out how to do shorts. I need to be funnier. I need to be funnier for my shorts.
I know. I know. Like this day and age, you gotta kind of be in the shorts game. You gotta be uploading some, like at least once or twice, at least 3 times probably. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't think I'm gonna do shorts. I tried TikTok for a bit and it was fun. I may make little funny stuff and whatnot, but I'm not gonna do it to the extent of every single minute I'm gonna be recording a TikTok or something. I ain't gonna do that. I have a TikTok for my new channel. I have a TikTok. I just haven't made anything on it yet. I'm probably just gonna be like, screw it, record something. I don't know. I'll make something.
That's what mine are pretty much. Is like, screw it, let's record something. That's exactly what mine are. I'll sometimes sit here for like 5 minutes. Like, man, I want to record something, but what the hell do I want to record? That's what I'll do.
If you want gameplay, if you want like gameplay and playthroughs, then it's definitely all the pretty much. I think it's almost like a show at this point. All right, with the way you have it, like it's pretty darn good because you have a whole schedule and a system and everything. I think it's really cool. So if you want to watch those, that's what he has. And then TikTok is more like down to earth, interact with people and community and stuff. So I think it's really cool they have both because I know you wanted to leave all the stuff on TikTok separate from your YouTube in the extent of like doing talking videos, like just the videos of talking or something like that. Because because now we have this. Well, we've had this, but now we're trying to get back into it. So you have like 3.
Yeah, I got a lot.
You have full-on podcast, long talking, hanging out, all that here, gameplay, playthroughs and stuff, all around gaming YouTube, and then community TikTok.
Yeah, much. I got all around gaming.
Because I don't think we got too much.
I have 4 technically. If we start doing Games of Gamers, I'll have 4 again.
4. What's the other one?
Games of Gamers TikTok, Games of Gamers. All around gaming TikTok, all around gaming. Ooh, you see that?
See what?
Or is that just me?
Oh, your bit rate?
Yeah, and also what's really bad is I just heard thunder. So, oh man, this could be fun. God, I hate Oklahoma. I hate it. Anyway, before you look entirely fine. My screen. You look entirely fine. I think. Anyway. So we're getting back to games and gamers because what we did the last for year 1 and year 2 is we did Last of Us and Last of Us 2. There's no third Last of Us. We could go over Last of Us Part 1, the PS5 remake. I don't think we need to. I can literally just say it's same game, updated graphics.
I think we're good.
So this year and next, which will kind of follow suit for next year, we're going to go through Alan Wake. Technically remastered because that's what he played, but Alan Wake. So, in the quiet town of Bright Falls, the darkness isn't just a metaphor. It's a presence, a force, and it's hungry. This time on the Games of Gamers podcast, we descend into the fog-draped world of Alan Wake Remastered of the PS4. Reality bends, words have weight, and the light is more than comfort. It's survival. What begins as a writer's retreat quickly unravels into a waking nightmare, and the line between fiction and truth is as fragile as a flickering flashlight battery. So grab your thermos, check your batteries, and stay in the light because the shadows are always watching. Remember, it's not a lake, it's an ocean. I think that's pretty fucking good, actually. Alrighty, so we are going to start with Alan Wake. So Alan Wake initially, Xbox 360, Danger played it for the first time this year. Legitimately first time a few days ago this year.
Unspoiled. Knew nothing. I knew nothing about it.
And this would have been, technically this is my third, we'll say third that I can remember, because I played the original Xbox 360 version 10 years ago, and I mean that 10 years ago. So this is my third essential playthrough of the remastered one. Remastered, I'll just spoil it right now, doesn't do much to my knowledge. I may go play through Xbox 360 version again. It'll be a graphical update, and DLC is free. It's pretty much all it is. So we're going to go through that. And like I said, we're going to be changing up how Games and Gamers work, so we're going to hopefully cut down a lot of this. So, quick synopsis of Alan Wake, or I guess a synopsis of Alan Wake. Alan Wake and his wife Alice go to Bright Falls for a retreat. Alan has been having problems writing. He is a renowned author in his universe. They go there. They meet all sorts of They meet a lot of people. They meet an old man who invites Alan on a podcast. They meet a lady who's in love with Alan Wake, pretty much. And they go off to. He grabs some keys from a random lady dressed in full on black. And next thing you know, they go to a cabin out in the middle of a lake. Lake disappears. And his wife disappears. Alan wakes up a week later, no recollection of anything, and has to survive. You go through the game, collecting manuscript pages, and as you go through the game, learning of these things too. People are trying to figure out if you're crazy or not. You fight these people known as Taken, which are beings enthralled and encapsulated in darkness. You have to fight them off with light, different various forms of light. We'll talk about that in a minute. Make your way through figuring out that the manuscript that during that week that Alan doesn't know anything, he wrote a manuscript that is now making the future come into reality. You pick up these manuscript pages, and they are saying points of views of people that don't know what's going on, so they'll say an entirely different character, and also things that are going to happen in the future. Go through the entire game, figure out that the darkness is tied to the lake, and an old man named Thomas Zane had this happen once. You then have to fight the monster of the lake, the dark presence, we'll call it, which is what it's called. And then you basically just kind of end off in the lake, getting everybody safe, while Alan is kind of trapped in the darkness. And then that ties in the DLC, which is him just exploring the darkness, wanting a way out. I think that's a good synopsis, don't you think?
I think it's really good. Also, because that was another thing. So there was someone that I talked to a good while back that I really like what you did, because they said that they didn't like it to where it was like gameplay, but purely just describing like in order. Like what we used to do was break it down in order for the longest time, like from beginning to end. And so that's one thing is like now it's like, yeah, we pretty much break it down, and then we can just talk about each section and stuff. And that can save us more time to talk about other stuff in further detail, and it not drag out an extra hour, 2 hours more than we intended.
So yeah, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna hopefully do like maybe a 5-minute synopsis of the story, and if anything's and as we talk through more of the game, if anything like pops out, then we will talk about it a little more. But save us time. We'll have moments here and there we talk about. So, Alan Wake, released in 2010 for the Xbox 360. Remastered came out in 2021 for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. So this one's a lot easier accessible now. It's a thriller game. I think is the easiest way. It's almost, I won't call it a survival game, like a horror, like Dino Crisis, Resident Evil games like that. But it's a survival to an like almost inventory management. It's just a hell of a lot nicer.
I think it would feel more like a survival game if you played on the hardest difficulty.
Probably.
Because I would say I would say survival. It still has survival category, because I bet you if you played harder one, you probably have to be way more resourceful.
Probably
feel like that, because here's why. Because isn't some contest mode? So I say count that, and not just as an extra mode, but as like a necessity for the story, and include that as survival. Even say horror. survival thriller, maybe.
I will call it horror. This
Because
game is
it's
not
not.
this game is not a horror game. It plays itself more as a
It's not a horror
psychological
game.
thriller, but it's psychological thriller is what Alan Wake actually technically is as a game as a whole. But this game itself does not play like that. It's a shooter that's not very good at shooting. It's a story game that's good at storying.
Yeah.
So Alan Wake, very fun game.
And I said this like a. Nah, I was just gonna say real quick that the whole time playing it, gameplay wise, like I felt like if you could give him a grappling hook, throw a cow on him, and it felt very similar gameplay wise, like or control wise. I think is the better term. It
I
felt
would
like Batman
say
Arkham.
nay to like a high degree. This
It, I
this
think if you
plays
could
more like
punch grappling hook.
This one
Out,
plays so much more like RE4, like the OG
it,
RE4.
it
I do not see Arkham
I haven't
at
played
all.
that, so I can't. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but it feels like it. It feels like
it's
I
over
think
the shoulder.
once I got better with combat, it really did feel like it.
It's over the shoulder shooting for those that don't know. Over the shoulder shooting has a multitude of things. We'll get into the combat. Actually, no, let's talk about that really, because I got a list of things. We can straight up talk about the negatives of it. I'll be straight up honest. I think the weakest aspect of Alan Wake is its combat. This game goes around. Alan runs around to different areas in the darkness or anything like that. Lack of light. Sometimes it's areas that are lit, but then you go to areas that are full of darkness. But it's pretty much always a dark area. The beings known as the Taken are covered in darkness. The way you beat them is if you shoot them with a gun, they're not going to get hurt. You have to use your flashlight or other flashlight, flashbang, flare, and flare guns in order to get the darkness off of them so you can finally shoot and kill them. I think this game's weakest aspect is its combat, without a doubt, because it was made in 2010, and so it's clunky. All this is a remastered. It's not a remake. It's nothing like that. It's literally just updates graphics to make them look more like the voice actors that are playing them, and so that's probably the weakest. I say it's the weakest thing of this game. I'll get more to it in a minute. What do you think?
Yeah. Uh, I've not seen the original graphics, so I don't know the
That's
jump.
not true.
Like,
I showed you.
I don't remember it. I do not remember it. I'd have to look it up real quick. I don't. Oh yeah, hold on. Give me a second. I gotta reach across. Hold on. Ugh. All right, there you go.
Dude
You keep going.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Alan Wake, its combat I feel like is 100% the clunkiest thing because it has a dodge mechanic to it that also adds to the clunkiness of this game. I would say it works, but it's definitely not fine-tuned. And I know it's 2010, so I'm gonna give it some leeway. But we're also playing the PS4 remaster. They should have added a little bit more to it. Because don't get me wrong, it's neat to sit there and like flash your flashlight at said enemy over and over to kill them, but at the exact same time it gets a little bit repetitive in some moments and stuff like that. I wish there was a few more weapons that were tossed in, or at least different variety, as opposed to like as you walk around with pistol. Always you can get a shotgun or a hunting rifle, you get a flare gun, you get a flare or flash grenades. Those are your only weapons. I wish they had a little bit more to it, like
It looks a lot better.
Yeah, well, yeah, they play like look.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Well, it's 11-year difference. What do you expect?
Yeah, yeah.
But like Alan Wake Remastered did well in a lot of sense. Its combat kind of sucks. Where sometimes it gets overwhelming, and if you don't know what you're doing, and even if you know what you're doing, it's very easy to lose track of what's going on because of how the game itself plays. Because you have frames in order to do things here and there at times, which he can agree with because he just played it, trying to do stuff, and it's an absolute like frame off a frame, like dodging. If you miss the frame by a specific frame, you get hit, which kind of sucks. It has a very
I wish I clipped it. There was a part where I went to dodge. The guy was like swinging at me. I went to dodge. Then his animation reset, and then he hit me. I wish I clipped it. But there was that one point in the stream where I went to dodge a move. He went to hit, and then like his animation reset, and he hit me anyway. And then yeah, there'll be times where like I'll have stamina. I'm not out of stamina, and then I hit dodge, and then it doesn't let me. Like it doesn't let me dodge at sometimes, which was really weird. And then like I'll have my gun fully reloaded. It's been time since I was able to shoot. I'd go to shoot, and I feel like I'm like potentially even spamming the button. I'm like, all right, shoot, no, shoot, shoot, and it's like I clicked the button 3 times over, did not shoot at times, because I don't know if it's because they were in the middle of hitting me, but if they didn't finish hitting me, like I don't know what it was.
It's just clunky.
The fighting at times did feel, it did feel not like, it felt like some of the inputs weren't going through properly, even though the game was completely fine. It felt weird.
And another point is one of the things that noticing whenever he last played it is so whenever I talk about you can get the darkness off of enemies, some of the things you can do is you can throw out a flashbang, or a flare. Enemies, which is really neat, don't get me wrong, but it gets annoying, can block other enemies from the light. I noticed it really bad when he was playing it, where he'd throw a flashbang out and there'd be a big dude and a small dude in front of it, and the big dude would take the brunt,
Captain
and
America jumps over it.
pretty much the
Sees
smaller
it go
dude
off,
isn't.
he just jumps on top of it, curls up.
And the smaller dude isn't affected by it. I feel like the flashbangs need to be upped a little bit just for that. I love the flashbangs; they're my favorite weapon in the game, and then the flare gun. But like, its combat is its weakest aspect because this game wants to be a shooter, but it's not meant to be a shooter game at all. I would say straight up, I don't think it's meant to be a shooter. It works in Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 1, it makes it its weakest point, and that just knocks off points and the enjoyment factor for me because that just absolutely kind of ruins it. Because I'll be doing a really good run, and then something clunky is gonna happen. No input, nothing.
I didn't. No, I mean I didn't. So I didn't not like it. I didn't not like the like whenever. Okay, I did not hate the combat. The combat was enjoyable, and whenever I started figuring it out, like learning the rotations, I was having a lot of fun with it. Like whenever it got to the area with a bunch of them, at one point I was like locked in, and I learned like how to hit the flashlight correctly, like keep the flashlight on them at all times, even if I'm not aiming, and then as long as I don't do it too fast, I can stun them twice in a row. But if you stun them, then go to stun them again, you have to wait a minute. So I figured out all the rotations I gotta do, figured out how to get rid of the darkness, and even after even after the darkness is gone, you can still stun them, even after it's gone. It's not just initial, only if they have the darkness. So I was able to figure that out and rotate between shooting, reloading, aiming, stunning, and figuring out time to rotate between weapons and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. Too many times did it feel like enemies spawned right behind you, and
well, that's how it's
no
supposed to be. That's where the thrill of the thriller comes in. That's how it's meant to be.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. I guess thrilling, but it wasn't thrilling.
I mean, your heart definitely
annoying.
started beating a little faster whenever you're sitting there running, and next thing
It beat faster, not out of fear, but out of anger, because I'll be like, all right, good, turns around. I even remember there was several times because it kept appearing on the left side whenever there was the flying books. I was like, all right, better go look again, and then they spawn on the right side. I went to go look left, and they spawned right. It's like, all right.
Along with the combat, I feel like pacing is another thing that this game struggles at. I don't know if you agree on it, but there are some moments. Actually, you know what? How about this? We'll just swap back and forth. What do you have? Give me something. Give me something.
Give you something to complain about, or
give me one of your review. It's not just me sitting here talking and you're like la di da. I played it.
It pretty much has it. La di, I played it. I had a lot of fun.
You got your input. Give me some input too.
I think one of the coolest parts was getting all the pages and it not being in order. I didn't pick that up at first. I did not pick it up at all that the story wasn't in order, and I thought it was really cool, like getting to the point of where you're able to see the future and stuff. And yeah. I had no idea what was going on for the longest time. Apparently Hayden, he got it like almost immediately. Like he got it like chapter 2, chapter 3 he got it. I didn't get it till I think chapter 4.
It was because I can't remember what it was. I think it was with Stucky. We're talking like
Stucky. I kept getting close from what you were saying. Apparently I kept getting close a ton of times.
Off tangent, because it's on tangent. He was pissing me off because he was taking his guesses on stuff, and one guess he had during all of it was pretty much on the nose, and then I didn't respond yay or nay to it. And I here's how it was. It was like, is it like a Death Note? Am I rewriting reality? I said, oh, the Death Note doesn't rewrite reality. It just kills people. And he didn't respond to anything else, and he completely forgot everything else that got said. And that was the only time he was right. That whole guess, like, is this the future? Is that one dude telling me this from the past?
I didn't get rid of the thought entirely. It's like
I was just never went along with
trying to see if I got it.
You kept on.
It wasn't the one that I like hooked.
No, it didn't. You didn't hook on
that was my thought. Yeah, like it was in the back of my head, but no, it wasn't. I wasn't like, oh, this is it. Like it was in the back of my head as a maybe. It was a maybe in my head, and I had a ton of maybes. I had too many.
Yeah,
The
and
Death
like
Note idea was not towards the top because he forgot what happened and whatnot, and so I was wondering if like because freaking Kira, he did that. Like he made himself forget. He made himself forget about the Death Note and stuff, and then remembered it.
so. I think. Well, I guess he's not gonna have any negatives over there because I was giving him the floor for his negatives. Back to me.
I'm good. I'm kind of good. I kind of gave. I expressed my negatives. Too many times they spawned behind you. Too many times did the dodge or shooting not feel like they triggered when they should have, and there was no reason. Because I was paying attention to like when I did it too early, was out of stamina, was clicking too fast. I paid attention to those, and there were a ton of times where that was my fault. But there was even more times to where I would click it, have no reason to not be able to do it, and it didn't work. And then again, like the enemies would be in an animation to hit me. I would dodge it, then they would hit me again. And too many times would I be like in a lock to where like there's two enemies right next to each other. One goes to hit, and because I dodged that one, then the other one goes to hit, and so then I get hit by the other, then he goes to hit, and then I just get comboed with a bunch of hacksaws, and then I'm done. So I feel like that happened way too many times, but I don't know if that's just game mechanic. Like it's gonna happen, whatever. So I don't blame the game on
You
that
did get
part
wombo combo, and that
entirely.
does happen with the just
I
pacing
did
enemies
get
around you.
wombo comboed, right? But I'm not gonna blame that on like an issue, right? That's just a oh well, wrong place, wrong time. But inputs not feeling like they're going through, and then the enemies feeling like they're resetting their attacks. That's the part that I do complain about. Is like, right?
I think another one of my issues, like I said, is pacing. This game is fun, but there are some moments but in chapters, not during like the story beat moments, where it's just like exploration. I feel like
Right.
drags on too long. Driving around
Yeah,
sometimes
I do
takes
agree. I do
way
agree
too
with that.
long. Like what was it,
I
episode
agree.
3, where you had to go to the mill? It was episode. It was either 3 or 4. I can't remember which. But where it's like
Might have been 3.
where he gets the car, and next thing you know, it's like, all right, we're gotta go to the mill, and then you have to drive. Like, don't get me wrong, that's okay, but then you have to spend 2-3 minutes driving through all this brush and all that stuff. I feel like that could have been cut out. Like that, some of those. That's what I'm meaning is pacing. Some of those things where it's like it completely ruins the pacing. Because here's good story beat, good story beat, good story beat. Here's 15 minutes of nothing
Also,
going on with it. On
I think that the reason that one felt the longest, there wasn't much. It's not like there was dialogue. There was. I don't think there was a lot of dialogue during that
no,
either.
that's
That's what I was saying. Is
just the
like
first one
because
that
there.
popped in my head. Is there's a lot of other points like at
Yeah,
the in the final chapter.
I know. I'm just saying in general, it's not like it's a drive like gameplay, your driving moment, but then there's dialogue going on at the same time. So at least there's like story to it. I think it was just driving, and then there was a radio. There was one radio, and that's it. Other than that, I think there was a flask and some ammo.
Even like I
But
said,
but that was pretty much it.
you got that. Then you got some like mission moments. A lot. One is like the final chapter is where you're running through the like the car park, the like not car park, the whatever, the demolition derby area. Pretty much, you have to deal with the bulldozer or the whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those moments they just add in, and I feel like
Tractor.
and those take away some of the pacing of it, where it's like, okay, here's something big going on. Spend 20 minutes going through this little segment that really doesn't amount to much. Like the mines. The mines are a prime example because we go through silver mines. I know that's for a story thing, but the mines feel like they drug on a little bit too long. Because here's how you get out of the mines finally. You have to go up on like multiple platforms and slowly raise a board up the entire time with you. That's just those moments right there just very much drag on way too much and ruin the pacing for me, at least in the story thing. Because whenever things start getting to build
I
up in any way, shape, or form, then it's just like, here you go, here's 15 minutes of realistically unnecessary gameplay.
I think if I was to put any input of what I think it was to add a like very easy puzzle mechanic. Because I mean, you know what you're supposed to, you pretty much know easily what you're supposed to do, but I think it was supposed to be the like a puzzle type mechanic for those types of games. Because those type if it is based off the Resident Evil style, which there's other games like that, they have a ton of puzzles and stuff.
See,
This game did not have like puzzles,
that's
which it's not even like there's like no puzzles.
there's like
What
two.
feel like they're supposed to yeah, what feels like is supposed to be a puzzle, it's not. And I think it would have been cool if there were more puzzles.
Right.
I don't know if that would ruin this game or help this game. I don't know which one it would do.
Like it's one of those like
But
it's an empty pacing.
I think if the yeah, I think if it like that the elevator thing was more of a puzzle, like the one at the lighthouse,
That
the one at the light at the bridge. That was I like those types of puzzles. I think if it was something like that,
you
like
mean
you
the
have to
power
assemble
plant?
the. What did I say?
You said the lighthouse.
Yeah, I'm at like the light room area, the that
The
the
well lit
that
room.
area. Yeah, that
We had to
area
do
where
all
there
the
was the
floors
puzzle to
and
get the
stuff
bridge.
to.
Yeah,
I knew exactly where to
and
look.
then afterwards, then you had to pace where you ran because he was like, I didn't. As I think you left the room because you left the room. I was like, oh okay, I can run across that. I fell off immediately because I didn't know they were gonna open up again.
I believe
So
it.
it was like back to back little mini puzzles. Yeah, it was back to back little mini puzzles. I think that was fun. I think if the bridge, like the raising bridge, and the side of the silver cave, the silver mines, I think if it was more of a puzzle than just
Well, the, well,
lift, walk,
well, that's
because
not. That's just the one that popped in because that's the most useless one. But like, there's a lot of moments like that where it
yeah,
is just kind of roaming through the game. Like, here's your destination, but then you have like a lot of extra checkpoints. You have a lot of unnecessary moments. Like, I feel like you could cut out maybe an hour at least of game that's just empty walking through the woods. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like the combat was done. The combat pacing was fine with it, but at the exact same time, I feel like if you cut out those hours, combat pacing would have been entirely fine because it's just unnecessary. Here you go, walk on through. Oh, look, you get a fight now for 5 minutes. Oh, da da da. 10 minutes later, you guys get a fight again. That's what those were, and and I'm not bitching that there's that kind of gameplay to it, but that does kind of ruin, at least for me, the story pacing where you're just going on through, uh, a lot of excess stuff. Like, I don't have a lot of negatives to say about this game. Combat's a big one. Pacing's another big issue because, like, and at the end of the final episode, the final chapter, not the DLC one, but chapter 6, where you have to go through. It's neat, don't get me wrong, but we have to go through the light moment. That you have to light up the words. That I feel like that could have been taken out too. Like, it's moments like that that are just unnecessarily thrown in. It feels like to me, and that just kind of ruins the pacing.
I think it's fine. I think there's not. I don't really have too many complaints about the game at all. I mean, the game was fun. It was a fun game. I may in the future play the nightmare mode. I don't remember if that's what it's called, nightmare. But that I'll definitely probably play that again at some point, and then maybe have more complaints. But so far, no, I don't really have any complaints about the game. Now I also don't have anything like crazy to say about the game either. Like the story was good. It was a really good story. I enjoyed the that it kept the mysterious story of the pages and stuff. I think that was really neat. Um, it did take me longer than normal to figure out what it was, but it was still super super cool. And also, I think my honestly probably my favorite part was the DLC fight. I honestly think that was very fun
Against the
because
television.
yeah, because like you had to turn off, you had to get rid of the TVs while dodging projectiles at the same time being attacked by enemy. Like it felt like instead of like the however I don't even know how you would describe it, like from view wise, comparable because they're not like comparable games like visual wise, but like Undertale, it felt like an Undertale fight. Like, oh, attack the TVs while dodging the flying objects, while also dodging the enemies in the back. And these are in phases. Like, it felt like an Undertale fight almost. Like, you could easily mod the Flowey, I think is the name, the Flowey TV, make them. I don't know. You could easily do that. It felt like it. I don't know. I feel like you could throw some Undertale music on top of
I
me
hate
playing
that how
against
you
it.
think is like this game that came out before it.
You could have. I know. What I'm saying is that's what it reminded me of.
Man, you remember
I
how
don't know anything else to
You know
compare
how
it
Final
to.
Fantasy VII Remake inspired the combat of Parasite Eve? You remember that? How this is entirely what that
I
combat's
said it
based on?
felt like it. I don't know what else to compare it to, my man.
It's
I
not
don't
meant to be
have
compared
this.
to anything. It's its own thing.
I know, but like if I was to say it felt like playing like something, that's what it felt
It's
like.
like playing Final Fantasy
But
VII Remake and
anyways,
saying that's what inspired Parasite Eve.
you know what I would? There's one more thing I'll complain about. That freaking jump. That one jump that I failed like
Oh
8 times. That was so annoying.
This game
I
has
should not
jumping
have
in it,
failed
which is kind
that.
of dumb.
That's another one because I'll jump normally, try to continue running, runs off. Jump, try not to jump too far, not enough. Jump, completely let go of the controls. I land. Alan keeps walking, walks off the ledge. It happened
Well,
too
that's
many
momentum-based movement.
times.
This game has momentum-based movement.
Too many times. And then I would jump on the bed, try to jump off, and it's like, oh, well, that edge looks like it's closer to you. You can't actually jump on it, even though it looks like you could. But you can jump on the
Well, you
smaller itty
could. You
bitty
just timed
space.
it wrong.
Jump on that. You see, that's what I thought. But then when I did it the second time, or like the second time I actually made it to that jump, third, fourth time, maybe 18th. Then when I jumped on the smaller edge, everything's the
No, no, no,
same.
no, no,
But the
no.
smaller, then it
The
made
one
it.
on the right is further because of how the thing circles. The one on the left is where
But
you're
it
supposed to be.
looks closer.
See, that's on
But it
you.
looks. That's a
That's not how
visual
it
thing.
is. It's very
It
clearly
looks.
further
It,
away. So let's
it looks.
paint a picture of it. This game goes in a circle.
Okay.
He has a little point there. So let's have a circle, like circular motion going 360 degrees,
Right. Right.
and one
Right.
slot here.
I
Whenever
try to
it's
jump on this side, but
whenever
you
it's
have to
at
jump on
its
this side,
whenever
even
it's
though this
at
side
its
looks closer.
whenever it's at its pinnacle, is when you're supposed to jump. Here's the pinnacle of it. Like say right here's the pinnacle. My knuckle is a bit. He would decide that right here. No, I don't need to jump. I don't need to jump here. Now's when I need to jump. And then
It looks closer though. That's what I'm saying. It looks closer.
use
It looks like
physics.
it
You're
would have
going
been
in
the.
a circle
That's
of.
all I ran. But here's why. It's like I jump on, but then I'm gonna just run off.
No,
It didn't look like it.
What he's talking about is that was just him. He just didn't momentum based is what was kicking his ass.
That was annoying. That was
So,
annoying.
look, I don't have much negative to talk
fine.
about Alan Wake realistically.
No.
The combat is one of its big negatives, and I feel like the pacing really fucks with it in a way that kind of messes with a lot of things. Like, it's a good game, but I feel like pacing 100% is another one of its biggest issues. The combat is straight up its biggest issue. Pacing is like another just issue I have with it.
The guy radio with the bass is driving by. Just felt my entire area shook.
You mean the limo? Because I'm not
I've never
kidding.
known it was.
That is a limo.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
All right, so positives.
But freaking dude, positive. Barry Wheeler.
Well, that's one of my things. Is characters. The characters I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like a Also, and what's really funny is I put the signal.
I think that's where it thrived. I think their characters is where it thrived the most.
What's really funny
for a
is
game.
I don't know if you want to look at my notes, but I did actually put the signal boss fight in there as one of the positives. I hated that fight because it kicked my ass, but that was a fun fight whenever you finally got it down because so much was happening once and it was satisfying to beat. So we can just knock that one out there. It was a hard fight. Basically, what that is right there is it's technically a 3-phase fight, but in only 2.5 phases is the easiest way to phrase it. So you take on TVs, a bunch of TVs, you just shoot them off like normal, hit them with the flashlight, they disappear, all while taken are coming at you and poltergeists are being thrown at you. Poltergeists are items that are taken over by the dark presence that just get flung at you every like 18 seconds, something like that. It's a satisfying fight to win. I kicked my ass initially, and then also because I had less, I went back and looked, I had a little less supplies than you did. So, like, less batteries and stuff, and I went in a lot more gung-ho than you did, which is why I died so much. He stayed a lot back, as like, calmer. Meanwhile, I was like, no, fuck this. I'm gonna do it my way, and I got very aggressive. But you talk characters. We can straight up talk characters. That also goes into the story. I think the story is straight up where this game thrives. The mystery of it, deciphering the plot.
100%. This game, that's where it did really well.
Is the like deciphering the plot with the manuscripts and all that stuff, because you can, people out there, like I said, the manuscript is what dictates the future, and you can figure out what's going on early if you really pay attention to what's going on. At least you can get an idea of it. Then it gets completely set, but it gets made set in stone in like chapter 5. Chapter 4, he says it, and then chapter 5, it really gets put out there. So, like, this game is straight up giving you hints of what's going on. So, deciphering the plot is a fun aspect of this game, and its story that goes along with it, too, is what makes it really good, too. Like, it's fun to go through this, like, the mystery aspect of it. Both of the Alan Wake games are good with the mystery part, and this game, I would say 100% accentuates it. It's teasing you with questions that demand answers. It's scattered, just enough breadcrumbs are scattered to keep you wanting more. Like, I had a lot of fun playing through it the first time fully on technically all around gaming because I did K.H. Hauser before Alan Wake 2 came out. But like it's fun to play through this game with that in mind, especially when you know what's going on, so you can start piecing together more things and seeing a little bit more here and there. It's like, oh, that's neat. I didn't realize that one thing before. Ooh, stuff like that. It's really fun. Side content's another positive I want to say in this game because it has a lot of side content. And I know it's watching or just grabbing, going out of your way to grab stuff, but at the exact same time, it's entertaining because you go get 100 coffee thermoses. You can go shoot stacks of cans. In the DLC, the Signal and the Rider, you can find cardboard cutouts. You can also find Night Springs video games. You can find televisions that have its own actual little TV show in them. It's absolutely incredible. This game has, and then you could find radio shows with Pat Maine that add more just a little bit of fun into it. Have some humorous moments here and there. There's a lot that
the
goes.
Night Springs TV show or V8 or whatever they're supposed to be.
The TV show.
Night Springs. What that was hilarious.
Like that's
Those were good ones.
And that's like a ripoff of Twilight Zone. Like there's a lot of side content that makes it. It's extensive and it is overwhelming whenever you realize how much there actually is.
Freaking QR codes.
Yeah,
that was sick.
That was
the QR codes were so sick.
Okay, I didn't think I was going to talk about that in a minute, mostly because those weren't in the original. But there's another good one: the QR codes. For those that don't know, haven't played the remastered. If you haven't, I say go do it. If you come on over to All Around Gaming TikTok, there might be a giveaway somehow happening over there. I got 2 copies of Alan Wake PS4 remastered, but.
So if you want to play this game yourself,
pretty much, yeah.
If you think this game sounds good and you want to play it and get a free code.
Go check out All Around Gaming. On TikTok specifically. But like you have QR codes, and as you go, we're not going to talk too much about it, but the QR codes add a little bit of extra lore that's going on after the fact of everything. So I don't think you know that, but this is after everything's already gone on. So this is during. So you after the lake, after it's not a lake, it's an ocean. During Return, this is what's going on in between.
So that's during.
In that 13-year, because there's a 13-year time span between Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2. This is going on during that. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is going on during that 13-year time span.
That makes sense. Because I imagine by time Remaster was being made and there's those QR codes, the second game was soon to arrive, right?
2 years later.
2 years later. But still, they knew. They knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. So it has a real life and in-game 13-year gap.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Like, yeah,
that's pretty darn
that's
cool.
what was one of the things.
Imagine they had this story game besides technology part. All of this was done 13 years ago, but because of the lore, they waited 13 years.
Well, they could have done.
You know who didn't do that? The freaking Incredibles. They were almost. I think if they waited one more year, it would have been like the year too late. I think it was like 13 years too late or something, or 16 years. I don't remember the number, but Syndrome. It was almost the exact same time. With Incredibles and Incredibles 2.
Okay.
You don't know that. That's a Disney thing.
No, you're not explaining it in any way, shape, or form because Incredibles 2 takes place
from the release. No, I know.
Like
it's
3
the
days.
Meme, though. I know, but the meme is the movie came out too late.
You're gonna have to
that
show
was
me.
The joke.
You're gonna have to show me because your meme is making no sense.
I'll have to find it.
Because you're like,
hey, y'all get it. Y'all, I know he doesn't get it. I didn't get the Alan Wake lore. He got it pretty quickly. I didn't, but I got.
Here's what he's like. Know that syndrome thing? That syndrome thing?
Syndrome meme?
Here, no,
you don't know about the meme. They know.
Let me just shut you
up for a minute. If y'all know, comment down below that y'all know.
Let me just shut you up for a minute. Here's exactly how your meme just came off. Hey, you know that syndrome thing? The difference between it's too late that time? Incredibles 2? Yeah, that's what that is. You know that meme? Right. That's legitimately. That is legit.
I'll break it down for you.
No, hold on. That is legitimately what you just said. Is the syndrome the difference between Incredibles 2? It's too late. Yeah, difference. It would have been. That's legitimately word for word what you just said.
Okay. To break down the joke, I can't remember if it was like 13 years or 15 years, however it was. It's been like a year since I've seen the actual movie, or 2 years. But the joke is if Disney Pixar waited one more year to release the film, The joke is they were like, oh hey, we're announcing Incredibles 2. We could have uploaded the meme of Syndrome saying like you're too late. It was like 13 years too late. It almost fit the meme. It would have become a meme if it released a year later, but it didn't. They should have waited one more year. And so I'm saying the joke is imagine if Alan Wake they had it ready and did wait the right time, or they plotted the entire game. They knew when the game would be
Okay,
done,
see, you
so
had
that's
this.
why
It's
they
a
plotted
15
it.
years too late.
Yes, okay, 15. I couldn't remember the number, but yeah, 15 years too late. It almost would have matched, but it released. I think it was after 14 years. So
Well,
if they
it hadn't
waited
been
one more
15
year,
years.
that's what I'm saying. It hadn't been 15 years. That's what I'm saying. They should have waited like Alan Wake,
Okay, see,
did.
that makes a lot more sense as opposed to
Alan Wake timed
Incredibles
it.
2, Syndrome, the difference between Incredibles 2, yeah, ah, the meme, you guys got it. That's, you made no sense.
I think I say half of it in my head or I'm thinking it, and so it
I'll
doesn't
have
come
you
out.
know, it doesn't
But
matter. And then you
I'm
get
explaining it
pissed
to you as
off.
if you get what I'm saying. No, I'm not. I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
Or then you get like
I'm
defensive.
not
It's like,
upset.
no, what I said makes perfect sense. Even though what you
Well, it
just said
did
is,
make sense, not
it's
to you.
incoherent nonsense. It's like Kingdom
Absolutely,
Hearts,
absolutely.
Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that made sense, right? You know how Mickey Mouse did that thing in Kingdom Hearts and that one thing where he did that thing? You
This
know,
guy,
what's his name?
are you on this side? This guy knows his stuff. You're from me on this side. I don't know. This guy knows his stuff.
I'm
Y'all
on,
should check him out.
I am on your
I don't know which side
left.
you're on.
I'm on your left. Yeah.
My left. Okay.
But no, that's legitimately what it was.
This
It's
guy.
like, oh, it's like Shepard, Reapers, Mass Effect Andromeda. Yeah, you understand what's going on. That's what is it, and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? What does Andromeda have to do with anything? What the fuck's a Reaper? That's legitimately what your meme just went. So, a good thing, like I said, story's good. The characters go along with it really well. Each of the characters has their own humor, has their own well built to it. Barry Wheeler's a good one. Sarah Breaker, Nightingale, which we learn more about him. I can gripe about him because we don't know his lore without expanding outside of the game, which does annoy me. Alan Wake's good. Alice, we don't know enough about her. So the game's characters are really well done. Another thing is the atmosphere of this game. Like just ambiance and atmosphere is well done. I know that almost contradicts the extra pacing, but I feel like but whenever those moments were done really well, it was really cool to walk through the forest, walk through the dark.
No, you go ahead. You finish your.
Walking through these dark areas, these dark lit areas where you never know what's going on, and next thing you know, you can get jumped out of nowhere. It adds almost a sense of, it adds suspense to it because you never know when something's going to go after you. The game will always add a musical cue to it whenever something's going on, but it's really neat to walk around through. It's like you walk across this bridge. Oh no, what's going to get me? Am I going to get attacked by birds? Am I going to get surrounded by chainsaw men? Am I going to go across the bridge with nothing happening? It adds a good suspense with the atmosphere at a lot of its moments.
I think the one time that it really got me, like the only time where it locked in, I was like, oh, I don't like this, was in the DLC, where like you like we're going through the building, oh, it's all weird and distorted. Some words feel like they're broken or missing. Then you go into the bathroom, collect stuff. The door, you can't leave, but then the door starts opening. The lights flicker. Door opens. It's quiet, and then you start to leave, and then it's like he tries to leave or he tries to escape, and then the door breaks down, and there they are, and it's like I'm not at the door yet. Like I'm like which door? Like I expect they're gonna break through the front door, but then they break through the back door. Like that was the only time where I'm like, oh, that felt like Resident Evil to me. And then I realized it. I think there might be too much music. It's too cinematic at times. I feel.
Okay,
Like
cinematic. I can agree with that because if you held a flare,
I think maybe, yeah, like the like that felt like that kind of got rid of it, and then it gave you a whole 360 view of everything around you. So it's like, hey, like you have a flare, it's a cool cinematic scene to give you time to process what's going on, and we're giving you an entire map of what's around you. So if there's a guy over there you didn't see in the middle of throwing a hammer at you, now you see it. Get ready to dodge. Like it removed that like thriller. Like I never really got. I think I laughed way more times at the game than I got like scared.
Well,
I think
that's what it's not
between
a
I think
horror game.
the order of it is me getting scared, me laughing, you scaring me. Like I think that's the order. Like
I did scare you a handful of
you.
times.
One time it was accidental. One time you just sneezed. One time you just sneezed like yeah, because I never heard you. I don't remember ever hearing you sneeze before. So whenever I sneeze, I go like ah, but we didn't even go. I don't know if Discord even picked it up, but that's what it sounds
I did sneeze. I was eating
like.
some chips that made me really sneezy.
It was so funny.
But like, I think
I gotta go listen to what it sounds like on my channel. I never heard it. I gotta go. No, I gotta find it. Oh, give me this.
But no, like the
I
atmosphere is
guess
really well done in this game in all of its moments because it has that like just build up. You don't know what's going around. I will give that game a positive there. And then more of some of my favorite ones because we talked about favorite moments. You want to know the best moment in this game, hands down? The Anderson farm.
But
The Anderson farm where you're on stage and it's just rock and roll fucking music, the dragon above you.
yeah, I forgot for a second. Yeah, and then there was a
That was just
description for it.
it was literally
Why
talking
is
about
that?
it. Like there was a whole moment, even one of the manuscripts talked about it, and that's legit one of my favorite moments of the game. Is it's just badass to see everything going around, and like you're standing on a stage, lights flaring, Barry in the background doing like yeah, hell yeah. You pick up flashbangs, you pick up flares, you can shoot fireworks off in the distance, you can hit lights, and just explode everything around you. It's a big bombastic like spectacle, is all it is, and it was a badass to be because that is the first time in this game you don't feel the fear, but this is the first time in this game you feel like you are like you are indestructible. Like straight up, the only time in this game you feel like you're indestructible is you are on a stage with so much light going on around you. It was just badass. The music in the background, the ending dragon, just the fireworks. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Danger's not a reactive gamer, so I didn't get to see any reaction from him. But damn, is that a
No,
cool.
it was really good. Also, here's what I've learned. Like in my head, like all the thoughts are going on in my head of enjoyment and whatnot. That's why it's like I don't have the same reaction when it. Because here's why I'm locked in. Like I feel like the best way, which I've said before, is like I feel it's like the best way to describe it is two brains. So I'm like locked into the story, but in the back of my head, I'm having a fun time. I'm enjoying it. I'm having like all these reactions and like laughing and stuff and enjoying it. But like to me, I'm locked in watching it. So that's why I don't enjoy playing single player games. Like I don't think it's like good content wise for me personally. I personally think like multiplayer games and what like party games and stuff is like better. And so that's why it's like it was a lot better because involving like commentary and stuff, like you definitely carried involving like talking and stuff.
Well, I am
Because I
insane.
was
Let's
locked in
remember
on
this.
the I was locked in. I was locked in on the story mode.
I'm insane.
Because
And I talked to myself a lot,
I like
so.
to get immersed. I do too. I like to get immersed in the story. And that's the same thing because even our youngest brother, he noticed like I don't react too many times when I'm like watching something, and he'll like because he'll keep going like trying to see my reaction, like something how he's like,
Yeah, Danger over there will sit quietly. Somebody'll die, and he'll be just like,
I was like,
"Okay."
I'll be watching like,
Like that's why like
thanks.
he does it online, which is fine. I do my single player because I'm enjoying it more so. But
Yeah,
like,
I enjoy single player stuff, but because then it's like I don't know because it's not story based. It's like combat and strategy because it's not. It's something I kind of already know. That's why I can talk and do all this stuff because it's almost like second nature of just playing a like strategy or battle game. But then when it comes to like story mode, I want to because here's why you'll like I'll look away, miss story, look back. I don't know what's going on. It's hard for me to remember, so I have to like focus to try to remember on story beats and stuff. Especially if it's something that I plan to like talk about like on here like I try to pay attention because if I don't, then I'm gonna lose it and I'm gonna forget.
well, also in defense, we didn't realize we were doing Alan Wake until after he beat it.
Yeah, no, it would just work hand in hand. We're like, oh, you know what?
Pretty
Like, why
much,
not?
it was like, you know what, we beat Alan Wake. Let's do this.
and then the and then the new system we have, whether it's a 2 hour game, 5 hour game, 10, 20, 40, a 2 week, like pretty much a 4 week period in between actual just talking about a game that'll help a lot more to make sure that I can get it done with my work schedule and he can get it done with his second channel schedule.
Second channel.
Because you're
What do
running
you
a
mean?
whole
This
new,
is the
whole new
second
show.
channel. All around's the first one.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, for the second channel you have two. That's not this is your main one, but you have
Now, all
another one
around's
that
my
you're
main
still
one.
working on. It's not just this.
And then another thing I like to,
Because I imagine there's at least one person who found this channel first. At least one.
I hope they've
Probably.
I hope they've gone.
Yeah,
to the
because
other one.
the Silent Hill video, there has to be at least one
Man,
person.
we can always talk about Silent Hill. I'm always down to talk about Silent Hill.
I have we yet gone a video without talking about it?
Yes.
After it came out?
Yes.
Okay.
We went like 3.
Okay. I think I had to beg you.
And here's the thing. I'm always one that brings it up. You know who brought it up this time?
It's been a minute. I remember. That was like one of the consistent.
All right, so I got my thing. Atmosphere's good. Side content's good. Anderson Farm fight was great. And deciphering the plot, I think, was another one of the fun things. Even if you're new to this game, I've played this. I've seen people play it. I put it on to sleep with. I'm that kind of insane. I put on horror games to sleep with people. Don't ever fucking test me. I'm probably a masochist. I'm probably a psychopath. But like, it's fun to decipher the plot, and especially watching somebody else decipher the plot of realizing what all things could be going on, reading all these things, what clues are dropped in there. Like, Alan Wake's a really fun game to play because it makes you think a lot more than some other games out there. We could go play something like Spider-Man 2. We could play something like Technomancer. We could play what's a game? What's a random ass game that takes no thought whatsoever?
I think it was funny because you kept, because while we were talking, you would look over at me and you were like, so like we'd read like a big lore page. There'd be like a page, like, because now I know it's like a pretty big lore beat. You're like, huh? You'll be like, what do you think about? Or I guess that's just, what do you think about that, man? Like, what do you think about what you just watched? I'll be like, I don't know. Just play. Like, I'll just completely, because I have it all going on in my head. And so trying to talk plus think plus play, but playing and absorbing the information.
Astrobot.
Astrobot?
Astrobot's a simple game. You can literally just hop on. Anybody can do it. There's no deciphering whatsoever. I was going back to the thing. It's fun to decipher it. It's straightforward. Whereas Alan Wake, you can watch people try and deduce and decipher the plot. Like, these are the fun kind of games. I like these kind of games. They're really fun to watch. Watching him try and decipher it was actually interesting because he got wrong so many times. Right once, and then wrong every other time. It's really, really good to actually see other people playing this and experiencing said game whenever, they've never seen it before.
Yeah, because I truly have not. Anything I know is what you told me, and it's when you told me it forever ago, so I kind of forgot.
Because Alan Wake's is a masterful game. Not
I'm already
masterpiece.
excited to play the second one.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I'm excited.
You tell me whenever you're ready to start it, and fuck, we can record it. I'll go replay it. We can do it whenever. We can have this episode out a year. I can set this episode a year later.
Set a year later. Record it now. Don't talk about it for a year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you wait 13 years, and so you gotta wait a year. No, hold on.
No.
We upload it after a month after, so it's 13 months.
No.
13 months later.
No.
So they don't have to wait 13 years.
We still gotta do Plague Tale
months.
Requiem. I wanted to do that 6 months after Innocence because that's the time span between it.
Yeah.
But no, you never played it.
Nah.
But no, like, a lot of it comes.
We should do that.
A lot of some of the issues with this game really come down to pacing for me, combat. And I want to say I could probably fix some of them. Realistically, we actually talked about this while we were playing it, I think that a combat needs to be updated, at least more fine-tuned to a finer pace. That's its biggest issue right there, straight up, is combat and controls. It's like they're clunky.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty much, that's my only complaint. Honestly, my only complaint.
And then omit some of the, like I said, for me, some chapter moments. Like, some moments are like important. Like, but it was whatever, when you're driving to the mill, you have to go off on your own thing, and it's literally just one radio, and that's it, and a manuscript page you can go off and get. Like, that's unnecessary.
Not as big. Not as big of a complaint to me. Like, yes, I still see it as I wish it was better, but also it's like, I ain't gonna it's not gonna hinder me playing it again. Like, I'll play it again.
Oh no, it's not gonna hinder. I'm just saying
it wasn't boring. It wasn't boring.
They
It
weren't.
did drag out, and I feel like there have been times where I'm going, and I feel like I should have run into at least a battle or a puzzle or a story or something, and then we're just still going, and I'm like, okay. Because at least near the end, like we ran into a few different combat. Like I think the last chapter was a good example. Is like there were some bits where I'm kind of just going, but then I run into like a light that I can control, and then I'm kind of going for a bit, and then I run into a fight against one of the poltergeist vehicles. Then I'm going for a bit, but there's like these checkpoints, like these
Yeah.
checkpoints that are more than just run or shoot. There were
Like,
that felt like better. I think
and
the
some
last one did pretty good. Besides the beginning, felt a little dragged on.
And
But
like
after that,
another example of like pacing thing is whenever you're in that we'll call it the graveyard. Whenever you have to drive across the field, flick off the power to drive all the way back because a light post had fallen over, the electrical line was there electrifying the gate. Those moments like that was unnecessary. Cut that out. Game's not going to lose much. It's unnecessary gameplay. That's what I'm saying. If you play through it again, think about moments like that, and you'll begin seeing it. It wasn't my initial playthrough. It wasn't a complaint. After watching you play it, it became more noticeable. It's like, man, there's just some moments that are unnecessary. It's just pacing. And then, but one of the thoughts we actually talked about, more so specifically me, because I was one doing the commentary while he was doing the gaming, is I feel like instead of a remaster, they could have done a remake for Alan Wake and made it in the upscaled graphics, because Alan Wake 2 is, to this day, between it and Hellblade 2, I think are the two most graphically advanced games to ever be released. Whenever you play it, you'll see what I mean. But like, I would have liked to see
the because I remember like one of the first trailers I saw, it looked amazing, and then on the bottom, I think it said like it was in game or captured. Like it was, because that's one of the things I love. I love game companies. Listen, any company, any developer, I don't care. Whenever you show an amazing cutscene, but you show that it's made like in game, like it's captured inside the gameplay, I love that. I will tell you one of my biggest like things that I don't like about games is when the trailers look nothing like the game. Like let me put it this way. Imagine imagine if you had a trailer that looked like the I almost said Resident Evil 7, Final Fantasy 7 remake. Imagine taking that trailer, between that and Rebirth, showing that as like trailers as those cinematics, and then you go to play the game, and then it's the OG 7. I hate when games do. Obviously, it's very dramatic in comparison to what some companies actually do, but I don't like it. I don't like when it's too much, because I think one thing is like inside the game you can notice between it's like cutscene and gameplay, but it wasn't like crazy though. It was pretty close model wise and everything. Now obviously there's more details because it's a scripted cutscene and everything around it scripted, but it was a lot. It was still good. I don't like when it's a dramatic upgrade for trailers. I don't like it.
after
Just
we're
like,
done
oh,
with
they
this,
captured. Go ahead.
I'm gonna send you a link, and I just want you to watch it. It's 12 minutes of
Okay.
Alan Wake 2, but it's like, but this is like basically at its absolute peak graphics. But you can also kind of do pretty close on PS5. Like, there's a lot of graphic. I just want you to see it. It is insane. I will die on this
Oh,
hill.
what spoilers?
No, it won't be. Like, all you need to watch is like 2 or 3 minutes, and you'll be like, oh damn.
Okay.
So I feel like they could have done that, have a remake, like match, because like Quantum Break came out. Quantum Break's another good-looking game. He's never played it. He won't be able to play it until he gets an Xbox One. But that's another good-looking game that came out. I feel like they've redone Alan Wake, remade it, and just updated it. And here's the thing I also said they could have done was Actually, I don't know if I fully went into it, but Gears of War came out in 2006, 2005, 2006 on the Xbox 360. Then on the Xbox One, it got Gears of War Ultimate Edition, where it kept the gameplay the same and remastered the gameplay, but they completely redid all the cutscenes in a newer engine, and and completely remade all the cutscenes. That's what I feel like they could have done with Alan Wake, is just remake the cutscenes and like a newer engine to make it look a little better. Not saying it looks bad by any point, but like it would have been really neat to see it update and look a little bit more like what comes out in Alan Wake 2.
I do think you went into that. You did go into Gears of War, something.
I know I did, but I
think-
don't know how much into it I went, because I feel like whenever I started thinking like all they really did was they didn't update the gameplay. That's probably where I stopped. Is they didn't update the gameplay. It's like The Last of Us Part 1, where it's just a remake of the game on PS5 with newer graphics. That's all they needed to do with it, I think, and that's graphically would have made it better. Not that that's a complaint in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, amid some chapter moments, like I said, I feel like you can cut out some bits of the chapters here and there, just exploration things like that. Like all the conversation, I'll say to leave, but some of the moments of just running around were boring. Just I'll admit to it. You play a second playthrough, you think about everything that's going on. You could see, if you a player out there have seen it, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. He's only played it once, so he didn't pick up on it. It's his initial playthrough. You play through it again, you begin seeing some of those emptier moments of just like nothing's going on here. This could be cut out, and the game's not going to get affected.
Yeah, because everything's new and feels like, oh, what's going on? But I did feel it, but it didn't hinder it. It didn't hinder it too much. They could have thrown stuff in there or removed it, but it is I probably would know. I probably would notice it if I played it on, either if I played it on Nightmare mode, but also maybe if I was just playing by myself, because I think talking like with you and having you as company and whatnot, then I think it like kind of got rid of the boring part. But maybe if I played it by myself without you being there, then I would have really noticed it.
Oh
But
man,
it didn't bother me though.
you know what you could do? You could come out on the All Around Gaming TikTok to be part of the giveaway, because I ain't giving no fucking handouts.
Be part of the giveaway.
I don't know what my giveaway is.
I join in too.
And it'll be like, you could win.
How scripted would that be? It's like, oh yeah, we're having a giveaway. I get on, then you just give it to me. It's a whole scheme to get people interested. That sucks. That'd be so. I would not be able to accept that. That's why I also like I played it. I'm done. For now, anyway. I'll get.
So that's another
also,
thing.
like,
You don't get it.
I want to get it. Yeah, I know. I want to get it physically.
Good luck.
I want to get it physically.
Good luck, because I think mine was 50. I think I got this for was 50, and that's a little cheaper. So.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd rather the code go out to someone who doesn't have it, but wants to play it.
I mean, technically, you don't have it.
But I played it.
So, but I'll do that over there.
I played it beginning to end plus DLC, so I'm chilling.
So there's another thing there for people out there. Go check out the DLC. Go check out All Around Gaming's TikTok. I'll be doing a giveaway. I need to figure out how the hell I'm gonna do it. I want to do something, but I also want it to be like more than like 3 people hop in. So I'm trying to make it as like, do I want to wait for my next paycheck and promote it? Do I want to be one of those who does promote it?
Nah.
People out there watching people out there watching their videos of.
I wouldn't do it.
This shit is out because there's gonna be.
Say that for like an anniversary or a big video. You should do that. It's a whole thing you'd have to set up. But promote the TikTok talking about you spending the money or getting the games you have. I don't know if you want me to say that title yet or not, so I'm not going to.
Here's the thing. I don't care.
For the video?
I spent $1,000 on video games while I was down in Texas. And that is not a joke. That is a legitimate. If anything, the fact
that was your budget, and we're gonna be done with shopping on the last day, but we still ended up leaving
I was
on
like,
the
damn
last day to go get more stuff because you didn't have enough.
Yeah, well,
that was hilarious.
Well, it wasn't so much a budget. I feel like I'd already had the budget hit by that point. I was just wanting to get 50, so that was the whole thing. I was like, I need 50 games. Nothing more. I just want 50. I don't want to come back. I was like, I got 47 games. I need 50. I need to make it a whole even number. Because I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I'm getting better at swinging the sword. I'm getting better at swinging it.
I'm so glad that a day later.
It's still heavy.
I'm so glad that a day later is all it takes. My God, you are fucking Frieza over there. Train for a week? Oh, yeah. Bruce Lee, who? Chuck Norris, when? Nah. GraciousGalaxy, now. Dude, you didn't even... All you did was watch a training video. Exactly. But no, that is Alan.
I finally got... Well, long story short, we're gonna battle next year.
We're gonna sword fight next year.
Battle with swords. Yep.
I'm gonna get a whole
freaking awesome. Freaking big, dude.
Also, you know what thought crossed my mind,
It is heavy. Because here's why: two hands, I'm fine. One hand, like it feels like it gets more than 2 times heavier with a single hand, and so like swinging it and like passing it to the other hand to like keep the rotation. Y'all don't understand. This it's an actual like big sword, and so trying to swing it was very difficult.
I had a thought actually earlier today that could really throw you off because we're doing a fight. Is you're gonna know how
Yeah,
to fight against swords.
yeah. Just bring that.
Bring like a trident or a bow staff or something like that. Bring something you have never seen be used before.
A foam mace. Well, the end of it's hard foam and the spikes are soft foam.
If anything, what I
But you
might
just have a
do.
whole swinging around.
If anything, what I might
It
actually
just
do
it
is
would
get a glaive.
bring nunchucks.
I ain't doing nunchucks. Nunchucks are I don't nunchucks are dumb.
I get ready to sword fight. I get ready to sword fight. You bring out a BB gun.
Or here's my
I like
mace.
ready to go. You pull out a BB gun. Bang.
Here's my mace and here's my weapon. But we're gonna sword fight next year. It'll be up on somewhere, but that's next year.
Yep. Hopefully I'll be. So yeah, that's next year. Hopefully I'll be down.
How about you
Gotta
buy
lose my
your
weight.
own sword? Buy your own foam sword. Damn it.
I am. I can't right now.
You
I'm
sure
get
can.
paid still soon. I'd be out of money.
You,
I'd be out of money. I went over budget. I went
I,
over budget.
I did too by
When you
about
came to visit,
300. I won't even lie.
I had a budget. And I was like, all right, I'm not going over budget. Then I went over budget. It was fun though. I feel like this year was like the most both productive and fun compared to like the I feel like the last 2 years combined. This year was the most fun, and we actually got a ton of recording done.
Yeah.
Got a ton of recording. Got to go to a ton of cool places, dude. It was so funny. I don't know if you said it yet. I haven't said it, but we went to one of the locations and it was different than what we thought. I mean, you should already have a thought in your mind, but I have that on recording. I didn't record too much. I still wish I have like 2 or 3 hours of footage, but I wish I recorded more.
I need to figure out how to do mine.
Most of it's just Yu-Gi-Oh. I already know. I'm gonna throw between like like hunting plus talking, and then there was some videos that I wish we recorded more of, but unfortunately, I'm just gonna throw it together. It's gonna be like a short video. Throw some music.
Listen, next year we
I'm
know
gonna
how
throw
to
some
do it, or
commentary
we'll
in
wear
between.
GoPros the entire time.
Yeah, that next year. So I feel like every year we got more of a plan. Like we at this year's best year. Next year is probably gonna be even better. Because number one, we're just not gonna spend that much money. We're not gonna be spending money. We can still go to that place again though. That'd be fun to do as like, since we're moving every other location. Just go to the one big one.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to do.
Now next year we're gonna hit all the stops.
Add that to our tradition.
Because next year you're driving. I'll give you gas.
Oh yeah.
And we're hitting every damn stop.
Okay.
And then
we don't have the money for every stop.
We're going to Granbury again, so we can go hit that one. But so you know what it's like to just drive an hour through your damn state.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're not out of time. We're pretty much out of time. But we're gonna be doing this for a little bit more. Like we have another episode planned. We already have our next game. Do we want to say what our next game is, or do we want to worry about that in our next video?
Worry about it next video. So, in case we change it or something or blah blah blah, then because that's what I'm saying is I think we should remove saying what the next game is.
Well, no,
I
that's
think we
two
should
things,
remove
right?
that. Yeah. Also, another thing with this year moving forward is we're gonna remove what the next game is. Now, if we know by next episode, by like our interview podcast, normal talk video, like just chat, chill, news, blah blah blah. By then, we should know 110% what we're in the middle of recording. So I think that's what we should do. So this one is just talk about this game. Next time we'll chill and talk about the.
Because here's the thing, probably come tomorrow, realistically, once I get my recording done for all around for the week, which. Fuck, I think it's done already. I might start playing said game. At least get it downloaded. Okay. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Is it only on PS5?
Sounds like a... Maybe. Also, here's the thing. I kind of forgot, but I think I know which game we're talking about.
No, it's exclusive.
I kind of forgot, but I think I know.
Well, it's one that I decided was like, you know what? I want to play this.
Yeah. I kind of forgot, but I think I know.
Alrighty.
So I'll ask you once we get them.
Well, you're probably
I
right.
think that's it.
Well, we'll see. Stay tuned for whatever's next. Actually, we kind of have an idea on our next one is. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We're gonna start doing this like every other week
And
again.
eventually, yeah, and I'll get back into it. I should be better at the next video.
And then
I'm also just tired. Tired for the trip.
yeah, your
Partying-
trip
partying harder than working.
of walking.
Walking, hanging out, recording. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, well, I had a 3-hour
I'm also
drive.
just tired in general.
I had a 3-hour drive
Yeah.
yesterday. It wasn't awful. It was not that. It was a lot nicer leaving than going.
Yeah, because you didn't have to come back. Like, oh, finally, I'm out of here.
Well,
Finally,
here's the
I get to
thing.
leave.
Here's the thing about it. People out
God, I'm
there.
so tired of Galaxy. Golly, I get out of here.
Well, here's exactly what it is. Is for the trip itself, I live in the middle of nowhere, people. It's basically empty roads for 90% of the trip, and the last 10% is what I hate.
The picture, bro. It was a beautiful picture, bro.
And then and here's why it's so much better leaving is the first maybe 30 minutes at best are what I don't like, and then it's just country road for the next 3 hours. So it's like, oh, this is so fucking pleasant. But yeah, so stay tuned for our next one. We got an idea in our head of what's going on. We're gonna be doing we're gonna have like discussion and shit like that more often, just so we can have time.
We'll bring up news and stuff. Yeah, because here's one thing. I don't want to talk about it now because I want to save it for that, but like the Switch and stuff.
My
the
God!
Switch, talk about remakes, like our thoughts on remakes and whatnot.
Oh, is that going to be our next one? All right, he announced it. We're doing remakes and remasters conversation in the next one.
Pretty much. But yeah, and we'll talk about other stuff now. That'll be in the main topic probably, but we'll talk about other stuff.
All right, so you're ready to...
You're ready. It's so like every day.
So you're ready to record that after we're done with this, right? All right. Bye, everybody. We're back to games and gamers. We're going to start doing this more frequently. I've missed this. I've missed yelling at him every other week. It's been fun. You got anything else?
No, I think I'm good, man.
Go check out our other channels. The Gracious Galaxy. And for mine, you need to look it up. If you have to do the @ it is like...
Did you not change your @?
I did, but then I changed it again.
Why? To what?
All around. So my @ now is allaround.gaming. AAG. All Around Gaming, people. Go check it out. We're at almost 230 subs. I got a lot of shit going on there. Like already.
I'm at 9. I'm not even a double digit yet. Also, yeah, I think it's funny. When we started this, we had completely different channels when we started.
Yeah, I know.
We both have brand new channels. You got a new one.
That's a year old now.
Year?
It's a little over a year
old, and mine started, I think, the beginning of this month. Or this year, I mean, the beginning of this year. Yeah. I'm ready to start cooking. I got Mike. Honestly, maybe I'll make a TikTok of that, just kind of showing my setup.
I need to clean,
that might be what I do.
And then I'll show off my setup. Part of what I need to
clean too.
I need to rebuild my... I think actually what I'm going to do... by the way, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll stay tuned for remakes and remasters the next one. Peace out, everybody! Yep. Games and Gamers is hopefully back!
We're back. 100% we're back.